My name is Ian Walsh. Joined today, Josh Wyman from TCS Investments. Thanks for coming on, Josh.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good. So I thought you were a really good sit down. I know we had done a prior video at one point, and you were running a turnkey Philly,
Right.
which is a turnkey model for real estate investors. And since then, it's probably been about a year or so.
Sure.
You've recently merged with TCS Investments.
Yep.
So Turnkey Philly was acquired by TCS Investments, and I was kind of just wanted to do a catch-up meeting. So explain, I guess, to people that don't know you, what your background is, your experience in the business, and kind of why you made the leap to say, hey, I want to expand the horizons and join TCS Investments.
Yeah, great. So I've known Ian for a really long time. He and I, we kind of got our feet wet together. We got into business probably about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Got into the wholesale business. We built a company, We Buy Homes to Fix. We were wholesaling a good volume of properties in Philadelphia. Really got to know the market. Really got to know a lot about some of the biggest players in Philadelphia, and what was what areas, what their game plan was, and that was kind of my introduction to Philadelphia investments. And then in 2010 we started Atlas Property Management together and learned a whole lot about the good and bad things that go with renting properties and managing properties, tenants, and all the fun stuff that goes along there. And along the way we were approached by an Israeli investor who was looking to get into the Philadelphia market, and that was kind of my first introduction to the turnkey investment. And he wanted us to find a property, fix it up, and rent it, and manage it for him. And so after we did, I don't know, what do you think, 15, 17 properties with him, I looked at Ian and I said, hey, there's a business here. And so that was kind of the start of Turnkey Philly. When we ended up selling Atlas Property Management to TCS Management, it became my primary focus. And basically my company, our focus was finding good properties, renovating really nice properties, and then placing the best tenants, and then TCS was placing the tenants and managing the properties for us. And so, along the way, one of the things that kind of became a stumbling block for me was that I had a tendency to oversell the product. I mean, there's really a lot of demand, and so I never was able to quite build the infrastructure and put the people around me that really could make the difference in a growth model and kind of a change. And that's what was so attractive with TCS and TCS Investments now. A couple months ago, we started talking about kind of combining forces, and then within the last two and a half months, we've begun the transition. And over the summer, we started building out the team and putting the infrastructure in place. And like I said, about two and a half months ago, we really started the transition between Turnkey Philly to the TCS Investments model. And along the way, the focus has really been on a higher quality, a more of a concierge service, more hands-on interaction with the client, a nicer renovation so that we can push the rental market and attract the very best tenants. And really, I think that's what we've been able to do here.
That's interesting. Yeah, I know you've got I guess all of your background has come together to this business, right?
Sure.
Like you had a little bit, you pulled from everything, and it was born out of chance, so to say, because you said, well, I can do that, I can do this, and I can do that.
Sure.
Eventually you started operating the business and you realized, there's a lot of infrastructure needed to do this correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why TCS Investments was such a good merge for the turnkey product.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been really just blown away since I've been in this office, since I've been interacting with the whole team here. And I've always known that TCS Management had good, high quality, really dynamic people, but it's been a little bit overwhelming at times to look around the office and just see the pool of talent here and the pool of people that are really just exceptional at whatever their focus and their concentration is. And
Sure.
That's really allowed me to really run wild with what would be the perfect situation, what would be the perfect model for this type of business and this type of investment, and put all of those moving parts together. So it's been pretty exciting.
That's great, man. That's great. So we'll do a video series and everybody gets to follow along, and we'll get into more about the turnkey investment, the clients that work well with it, and so forth. So
Sure.
appreciate you being on, and keep following us for the next video.
See you soon.